Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. This is our blind playthrough. We're at the end. I'm Kisvenkin.
And I am below.
We've already beaten Barlow's final boss. He hasn't triggered any sort of story cutscene or anything yet, if there is one. But we're trying to beat my boss. Just ran out of time. This shouldn't take long. We've already beaten it once, so... Although it took hours before.
Yeah, we're fighting him for a while.
So this should be the final Elden Ring video. I don't know that we'll play ever again.
Yeah,
we discussed it a lot in the last. We were kind of upset with the quality of this fight, but at the same time, even now after having taken a break for a few days, I still don't think that this DLC was worth paying for.
Has bugs, has flaws, has duplicate rings.
Now, we expected the duplicate rings, but we also expected fun. And there have been a few moments of fun in this. If we review real quick before we get busy with this fight. So at the beginning of the game, the DLC, let's see, there was nothing fun, nothing memorable about anything here. One of these caves had a Dragon Knight guy that had the axe that... There were two guys like this. One had an axe that was short, and one had an axe that was long. Those fights were fun. I really liked that. The fight in this first mausoleum, it wasn't bad.
This one, I think.
Right here?
Yeah.
We didn't do that at the beginning, though. But that wasn't a bad fight. I mean, that is the norm that we expect from FromSoft. Let's see here. The Wicker Men were horrible. They were one of the worst designed things ever to be created by FromSoft.
This one
was stupid.
Was neat.
Hippopotamus was fine, but it wasn't great. It was just a Sekiro reskin.
And same with this one. This one was like a reskin of a different boss we fought.
What's that?
I can't remember her name. She was the fire magic mage.
Okay, yeah. She was pretty good. I liked her. And if we had more things like that, I would have said the DLC was decent. But like we discussed before, we didn't like it. I don't know if it deserves a 3, but I would be on the edge of a 4 to a 5. That's where I'm sitting at the moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a 4.
Yeah. This DLC did not add anything really great to the gameplay. Was it fun? No. The majority of this, like 99% of the content in the DLC, was bad. Start with Erdtree fragments. This isn't a mechanic anything like anything in every other Souls game. Nothing. People are comparing it to upgrading your weapon, upgrading your character. It's not the same thing. I already upgraded my weapon. This would be similar to taking my weapon from me and making my plus 25 weapon a plus 0 weapon. Oh, and now I can't upgrade it with the regular materials that I've gathered thousands of. I have to go and gather a new material that is only available in all of the farthest reaches, every nook and cranny of this DLC. I have to gather all of that to make my character back to what it was before I opened up the DLC. That is not the same thing. This is what's called controlling and nerfing, not upgrading. It was horrible. Right from the get-go, automatically, one of the worst design things that FromSoft has ever done. Adaptability was better. Dark Souls 2's complaints were better than this.
Yeah, that was so much better. I mean, It's really easy to fix that problem. Level up a couple points into your adaptability and
And
it's
you can do
fixed.
that with souls that you get anywhere. For this, you have to travel across the entire world just to get back to where you were. So we went, we were at 19 in our scattered tree fragments. We went and got the last two pieces. We had to look it up because we have no idea where we missed them. And you can probably guess, we missed one in the area that we're in. There was a drop down that wasn't obvious. We found it, right? But the other one that we had missed was over here at the beginning
Right there.
on a guy carrying a pot. They didn't make this guy obvious. There are only like 4 fragments that are given to you by guys carrying pots. But what's worse, what happens if you kill that guy and then die? It's an item drop. It doesn't go to you immediately. And this is just more proof that FromSoft isn't paying attention. They're not trying to improve upon product that they've made before. They're changing things for no reason. In the past, they fixed the problem of losing your loot by automatically granting it to you. It was fixed. And they've gone through this cycle where they say, nope, we're not going to do it that way. Yep, we'll do it that way. Nope, we won't do it that way. They didn't do it that way in Elden Ring. And this is an extremely important thing. The scatter tree fragments couldn't be lost, I believe. We didn't test to see if you could because we're not stupid. But there you are. Those scatter tree fragments drop on the ground. If you die, things that are on the ground disappear.
So you could lose your thing, and then all of a sudden you can't upgrade. And there is...
And it's not like there's not a mechanic in this game for that.
Extra.
If you kill a scarab and you get an Ash of War, it goes right into your inventory. You get it immediately. If you died after killing that scarab, you would still get your Ash of War.
And there's no extras either. If they made, like, for instance, if there's 4 of those pot guys, they should have made 4 extra fragments on the ground somewhere you pick up. Like off the body, I mean. Not on the ground, but...
Yeah, at least. At least.
But they made sure that
we were talking about that. They should have made extra. They didn't make any extra at all. So we've upgraded to 20 now. We had to find 2 fragments that we missed in our playthrough. And my buddy was already done, but I wasn't done yet. I haven't beat the boss, but now we're going to have an easier time in the boss fight, hopefully. And we found that we missed a couple other things, like there was a location over here that my buddy spotted a mausoleum that we hadn't made our way to because we didn't have grace there, and we made our way around to that, and that led by a camp that had a treasure chest in it
around here.
over here, and that treasure chest had a talisman for blocking, which I've got equipped now.
So do I.
As well as we noticed we didn't have the holy damage negation to +3. There is one +3. It's called a golden braid. This golden braid was found over here by the shaman village. We just missed it. It's in a hollow tree, turned away from you. So if you run past, you might not even notice it. And that's exactly what happened to us. We didn't notice this most important item in the game for holy damage negation, which is what the boss is doing. It's holy damage. Also, there's a magic +3. I don't know where. I'm not sure where it is, but we haven't gotten that yet. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much.
I'm pretty sure that we got pretty much everything else. On the path to the scatter tree fragment that we missed was a weapon that's a holy twin blade that I also picked up, but I don't even have it in my inventory anymore because it's split damage, holy. It's not going to be as good as my Marika's hammer, or my Sacred Relic sword, or
this weapon here.
The Coated sword, even, because Coated sword is holy damage straight. And then Sword of Light. Is it going to be better than Sword of Light? It spins like, General Grievous in Star Wars, like lightsaber spinning his hand in one, tornado motion. That's all it does.
It's not going to be good against this boss either, because he's probably wholly resistant.
He does holy damage, right? We also figured out that we can't stack our boiled crab with the liver. They don't stack together. And since the first part of the fight is mostly physical damage, clearly he's almost completely doing physical. Sometimes he does the magical gravity magic, but We're debating on whether or not that's even magical damage, because it's gravity magic, and I think gravity magic could be, at least partially, physical damage. So, it might all be physical. But I'm wearing the best armor in the game. There are things that have better stats, like my buddy's wearing the best holy armor in the game, and I'm wearing the best overall
I think it's this
armor that's in the game. And he was still able to combo us to death, even though my vigor's at 70 with a rune arc. I believe I have one on at the moment. Yeah. So I have 70 vigor. I could go up 29 more levels, but that will not amount to very much life. What is our health at?
My health is 60.
1,959. I think the cap on health is something like 2,300 or something like that, if you max all the way up to 99 vigor.
Yeah, you are level...
It's minuscule.
I have 65 vigor and 5 points. I'm 1,930. And what's your health again? For being at 70 vigor?
1,959.
So you're getting 29 health for the 5 levels.
So if you understand the point, his combos can easily kill anyone. You could be max level, and a combo from this boss could easily kill you. If you don't avoid any of the damage, you will die. So, that being said, we're going to give that an attempt here in a second. I don't know that we'll make a review video. We really didn't like this. We've already made a review video of the base game, and we gave it a 7, and it probably deserves less, because FromSoft is becoming a really bad company. There's a rumor going around, and it's substantiated. We're talking about a rumor that's in video game news organizations. The rumor is that they're making Elden Ring into a phone game a la Genshin Impact. This is what Miyazaki is doing to FromSoft. Do you want that in your video game? No.
Definitely not.
The people that play Dark Souls do not want that shit. It's not good. Miyazaki is doing a bad job. Oh, he's making the company money. Guaranteed, he's doing a good job of ripping people off, milking the customers. But are we going to be happy with his leadership in the end? I can guarantee no is the answer. No, he has not done a good job. Elden Ring was not the way that it should have gone.
It's become...
the way that they did Elden Ring was not the correct way they should have done it. The open world should have been open co-op or open solo, one or the other. They did it kind of half-ass and has co-op, but you have borders everywhere, and you have areas where you can't co-op. And then they had to control all the little mechanics that they added into the game. Summoning ashes, for instance. You can only use it in very specific spots. Instead of being free to use it everywhere, which would make common sense, they wasted tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, for all we know, millions of dollars, programming in restrictions on these systems, rather than making it fun. The goal is to have fun, and the restrictions aren't. That is really what it comes down to. The point is, in the end, Elden Ring has proven to be, at a most, a 5. And it got Game of the Year. With all these bugs that we're highlighting in our, our different series of showing you that the game is not perfect, all the fanatics immediately jump to the conclusion that the game is absolutely 100% perfect. Even though it's clear as day, it's not. If you play in co-op, it is not even close to perfect. There's so many games out there nowadays where you can just jump in and play with your friend. It takes a minuscule amount of time to join. You're in the game and you don't ever get disconnected. You play and you both make progress.
Yeah, we played...
Dying Light. Right?
Nobody Saves the World was one.
Nobody Saves the World, yeah. Dying Light, actually, did we have to play it twice?
I can't remember. It's confusing with that one. I think the story is kind of broken up for some reason.
But then you get games like, we heard that Dead Island 2 had to have exactly the same progress, or you couldn't group together. So we haven't played it yet because we're not willing to spend $120 on a video game that has co-op but doesn't actually allow you to use it. We want to play these together. That's the fun part for us. If we can't play them together, then immediately you've already, like, if it says you can but you can't, you've taken away something that you said was possible.
There's another flaw with this game. They've gone further away from their original style, and it's the stamina-based combat. They've gone to a spammy-based combat.
When Bloodborne came out, I was shocked that anyone was saying that this game is amazing, because Bloodborne, they specifically took away your shield because they wanted to control how you negate damage. But in the end, they made the game easier because nobody was trying to block. Nobody was getting their guard broken, so everyone learned how to dodge. Which means that everyone knew how to dodge and then immediately attack, and Bloodborne was easier because it was so spammy. It wasn't more difficult without the shield, and because people played it fast-paced, and they just slaughter enemies. It's just so much easier. At any rate, the spammy combat is antithetical to the stamina management-based action RPG that we're supposed to be having. It's more adventure style, where you spam a move. You just keep button mashing over and over again. What's next? Are they going to put in QuickTime events? Because I hate that shit. Might as well be playing a phone game. Oh, that's what they're doing. Wait a second.
They're going away from what FromSoft used to be. It was Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and then everything after that has been going to more...
Yeah, we're not huge fans of Dark Souls 3. Honestly, I would say everything that FromSoft made before Elden Ring is better than Elden Ring. Dark Souls 3 included. Originally, I don't think that we would have put it in that organization, but having seen this DLC and having been so disappointed with every aspect of it, including no gear that actually improved upon past gear. Some things look cool, but why isn't there a holy weapon that beats out my coated sword for holy damage for my faith build? Now, I'm not saying there wasn't enough faith-based things. The majority of it seemed to be faith-based weapons because the main game was int-based stuff. And a lot of people are complaining about how there's very little magic rewards in the DLC. Yeah, that's because it was in the main game. That being said, though, none of the split damage weapons that I found exceed the damage output of weapons like Sacred Relic Sword, or Marika's Hammer, or even my Winged Scythe.
Yeah, it should be
which
better.
is a weapon you get pretty much at the beginning. I believe it's in Limgrave in the south. At the beginning of the game.
They added 2 weapons for Arcane, which I really like, but that's it. There's this one, but this one's not as good as some of my others. This one here, and this one here. There should be more than that, though, for every single...
They added cool weapons for me, but there's only one that is really legitimately useful, and that's the Spear of the Impaler. It's Mesmer's sole weapon. It's a fire-based spear, and it is actually damaging enough that it could be useful. However, the other thing that I would like to use is poorly programmed. Barbed Staff Spear. It shoots a machine gun of magic arcs at the enemy. The problem is the way they programmed it, it'll target your target reticle, you know, that little dot that when you target an enemy and you shoot at it, the target targets below the feet, and ends up hitting the ground. And if these arcs hit anything other than an enemy, they just dissipate. They don't go through walls. In other words, they don't go through rocks that are on the ground either. So you should, like when they had programmed it, they should have had you putting the spear a little higher up into the air, and also put the targeting reticle higher on the body of the enemy, like into the chest, not the toes of the enemy. Instead, they're shooting the floor, and that's worthless.
It's kind
Very
of
disappointing.
the same.
I also had some axes from those Dragon Knight guys. They're very cool, but it's just not enough damage to justify using them all the time.
We had the same with the spells. I felt like the spells were copies of older spells, either from older Dark Souls games that they didn't have yet, like Emit Force and the Ring of Light. Some of the spells are pretty cool, but they're nothing new. We're supposed to be getting new stuff from the DLC, not...
I don't know. I think they added plenty of new types of spells, but the biggest problem with the spells is that they just don't do any damage. There are better things from the past, for the most part. I did find one magic spell that I was using. I'm not using it now because we're just focused on bleed with this guy. But the Rings of Light spell, it's not the bigger arcs, but full rings. They spin in a circle. That thing is like a chainsaw, you know? It does a ton of dot damage over time. You have to actually hit the enemy for it to get, you know, any sort of damage at all. If it hits a wall or the edge of a rock or something, it'll stop. But you could also shoot it at your feet, and I've said this before, it creates an area of negation, which means you can stand there in that spell, and if your opponent doesn't want to take any damage, like they're down to a tick of life and you're down to a tick of life, you have an opportunity to heal, unless they shoot you, while you're in that spell. You could just be standing there, in your spell, protected, because if they come closer, then they start getting hit over and over and over again. And that can be useful in very specific situations in PvP, but really, even that isn't that much better than what we already had. The DLCs, honestly, it feels like we're almost complaining that most of the time, the DLCs for FromSoft power creep an insane amount. And I would say I, in general, don't like that at all. I do not like people being able to buy a DLC and go in the DLC and immediately get something that is 10 times better than the thing that you had and earned, that took forever to earn. Like in Dark Souls 3, where we had to go to New Game Plus 2 to get the Plus 2 rings, and then the DLC had the Plus 3 rings, and could easily be gotten to in New Game. You could just go get the Plus 3 ring right away for everything. Right out of the DLC. That's called power creep, because you have to pay for that content and go there to do that content right at the beginning of the game, but you pay for it. Right? Also known as pay to win, to a degree, because you've paid for content that those things aren't available unless you pay for that. In general, I'm totally against power creeping, but in this case, where there's nothing really to say that's, you know, outstanding about the DLC, like if you had to go, if Mesmer's Spear, for instance, was absolutely amazing, you had to kill Mesmer to get it. That would be valid and reasonable. It wouldn't be like walking up and picking up a ring that's plus 3. You had to go fight and kill the boss. Now, if you come here and get a plus 3 ring in Elden Ring, the plus 3 difference is something like 2% damage negation. 20% to 22%. And because of the caps on damage negation, it's very clear. For instance, I'm wearing the Golden Braid, gives 22% damage negation for Holy, right? No, because you get a diminishing return. I'm fairly certain, the way the math works, it's probably the number 80, that's the absolute cap, and you're not going to make it to Holy damage negation of 80 without some sort of consumable or something. I believe that's the way you would get to 80. At any rate, it seems like 80 is the cap for damage negation. So you will still take 20% of the damage of whatever it is if it's holy damage, right? But the difference between the Golden Braid and the +2 Erdtree talisman was like 0.5%. I was at 64.8 or something like that. It was nothing.
It was like 0.6.
Even though it was supposed to be a 2% increase, it was almost nothing towards my overall damage negation. It's just really, really bad. There's nothing in the DLC that really made it exciting. Not even the rings that were just rings that we already had, because they really weren't better. If they made them too much better, then people would be 100% defense, and the thing would have been easy, right?
That would have been cool.
That would have been really interesting, but really the flaw in that is that they made the rings in the original game too good. They programmed them to be too strong in the first place. So finding a ring in the DLC was like, okay, did we really get anything good out of that?
They also gave us a bunch of rings that it's like, am I gonna use, let me show you here, use some of these rings. They gave us like 2 of these, maybe 3, I'm not sure, Erdtree rings. They gave us this. It's just a better version of this. And
yeah, they gave us the Crucible rings that dodging is better, but you take more damage if you get hit. It's like,
do they need to have
I'm not gonna put on the, what is the dragon's name? Calamit's Ring of the Evil Eye or whatever it is. Can't remember what it's called now. I'm not gonna put that on in order to get better dodging. Dodging should work without a ring, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to put a ring on to dodge.
I mean, they have rings like in Dark Souls 2. You have a ring that increases your adaptability and also gives you a cool little effect to it. Makes you
that
invisible
was a
for
big
second.
fix to adaptability for sure. At any rate, back to Elden Ring. We've got a boss to defeat. We're sitting on a 4, I guess, at the moment, for our rating. I don't know that we'll do a review video because the fanatics are fanatics. People who love this game absolutely love it and will not hear a single bad word about it because they're blinded by worship of FromSoft.
Yeah,
Stop it.
they're going to be the players that play the
It's
phone
not
game.
okay. They're going to be the people that are putting $70,000 into the Elden Ring phone game gotcha. That's not okay. Don't support that crap. We want to be able to buy a game and play the game again and again and again and have it be fun every time we play it. Like we can with Dark Souls 1. We want another Dark Souls 1, not some amalgamation of cash grab, which is what we're headed towards. Sadly, everyone expected Miyazaki would do the best job that has ever happened out of FromSoft. I'm sure he's making the money, but this is not good. From the player's point of view, we're going down the path that is the absolute worst that it could have been. And there are so many people that are 100% supporting it without even thinking it through. What happens when FromSoft makes this phone game and makes more money than they ever have? Do you think they'll ever waste any time making a good quality Souls game again? You can guarantee the answer is no. Because they can make money off of the easy cash grab, gimmicky phone games. That's not what we want. I mean, if you want phone games, well, screw you. I don't. I want the company that makes these awesome games to continue making these awesome games. Let's hope that they do, and that rumor is totally false. Again, it was a rumor. We heard it on the Angry Joe Show, which is one of the video game news programs you can find on YouTube. We like those guys. They really, tell the honest truth, except for some reason they think Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree was great. We don't always agree with them, but you can't agree with everyone. Again, from our point of view, objectively, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree added more bugs, and the overall Elden Ring video game is a buggy mess. There are tons of bugs. If you play co-op 100% of the time, you already know this. If you don't play co-op, give it a shot. See how frustrating this trashy piece of shit is. Somebody responded to us on one of our Elden Ring is a buggy mess shorts that we were making last week. And we've got more to showcase. We may actually go out of our way to just continue this series and showcase all of them. At any rate, somebody was complaining because I said that Elden Ring was more buggy on release and is still than Cyberpunk 2077. Now, to clarify, I'm referring to my experience with Cyberpunk 2077. I played it on PS5. It worked very well. I had bugs, yes, but the bugs didn't affect my gameplay. They were kind of silly and funny, kind of like the bug where here in Elden Ring that we showcased in one of the shorts, where the enemies are stuck in the wall. Stuff like that. Nothing that actually broke the game.
It didn't stop you from playing the games, though.
I was able to play all the way through. Now, it was a huge deal when 2077 came out. Cyberpunk was all over in the news because they claimed that it would run on the PS4, and it didn't. It was horrible. They put patch out after patch, and they fixed it. I don't think it runs very well still on the PS4, if at all. I wouldn't recommend playing it that way. Would you run Elden Ring on an old Windows 98 computer? No, you wouldn't. That would be stupid. It should run, though. If you pay for it, it should run. That's the point. If they say you can do co-op, it should work. It doesn't. Just last week, we were fighting that stupid flower. The one that's moving around like it's a horse. Yep, right over there. And my buddy, while we're in his world, we beat phase 1, go into phase 2, buddy gets disconnected. This is Elden Ring's fault. The stream didn't end. My connection didn't end. No, Elden Ring is broken. It has been from day one. We've been encountering and dealing with this from the beginning of Elden Ring. If the mechanics of the game do not work, that is game breaking. This is a basic thing. We had to fight the boss from the beginning again as if he had died. That's stupid.
It's not cool at all. It totally disconnected me from the game, so
back to 2077. People at that point in time, when 2077 came out, went and bought themselves the Cyberpunk 2077 on a PS4 in order to join the hype train and claim, oh, look at this buggy mess of a game. They refused the day one patch or all the patches that happened after that would have fixed some of the issues and just start showcasing the bugs after bugs after bugs. It's like, you guys suck. I didn't encounter any of that. It was hilarious to see. But who cares? It worked for me. If you played it on PS5 or a PC capable of playing it, it was running perfectly fine. No problems. No major problems. I still saw bugs. I still saw funny things in my game. But that didn't stop me from being able to play. It didn't disconnect me or crash the game. So back to the point. Elden Ring did do those things. It was and is a more buggy game. More importantly, the devs at FromSoft have no intention of ever fixing these issues. Never. Which makes them worse devs. than the devs of Cyberpunk 2077, who lied and said it would work on the PS4. Those devs are better devs than FromSoft devs. Can you believe that? Think about that. That's the path that FromSoft is on. The next game, I can pretty much guarantee, if they continue this way, we're going to get a piece of crap, buggy mess game that's even worse, with promises that they're not going to fulfill in order to release the game on time so that they can cash grab us again and again and again. So watch out. Don't trust that they're going to do the right thing because they haven't fixed the game they sold us already. It still doesn't work right. And they never will. I guarantee the only thing they're concerned with is making sure that your weapon doesn't do too much damage to the boss so that you don't clear the DLC in a certain amount of time. That's it. They only care about your weapons, your spells being too powerful. If somebody is using some sort of combo in PvP, they care about that because they want the biggest fanboys to tout that the game is the absolute best it's ever been. They don't want to show them that it's not good. The people that are saying, oh, this game is hard. To be clear, it wasn't hard at all for us.
Yeah, we cleared everything easy.
The only difficulty we ever encountered was with this final boss, even with the Erdtree fragments nerfing us through the entire thing. This was the only difficulty we encountered, and it is an artificial difficulty because they set it up to kill anyone. If you don't avoid one part of his combo, and he combos you and only you, you're going to die. It's a guarantee. Especially in the end game, in the last phase where he's doing the, meteorite attack. If he hits you with that, that could kill you really easily.
So like every other boss fight
that you encounter in Elden Ring, you have to learn how to overcome it. And the way to overcome this is to spam him with bleed. For us, anyway, that's our goal. Get your sign down?
Yep. My sign is down.
Yeah, so we do these videos in part, like these streams and the VODs that you're probably watching this as a VOD, because we don't have viewers on Steam on Twitch very often. We do these to showcase the fun times that we're having. And since we're not having fun with this, I don't think that we're going to waste our time trying to create the argument that this game isn't good. Because we shouldn't have to prove that it's not good. There should be more people saying, hey, this sucked. I want my money back. Or at the very least, I expect you to do better next time.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want them to make a better game next game. And we'll see what happens. So we're going to try Sacred Bloody Flesh, which improves your damage if there's bleeding nearby.
No, I didn't use our potion because the buffs don't stack.
Yeah, apparently there's a buff type called Body, and they won't stack with each other. Oh, really? I was blocking and somehow he just went right through my shield. Because he's standing so, I only go up to his knee, right? So he just hit right over my shield. That's great. Good start. So the Sacred Bloody Flesh, it seems to be a consumable that you probably have a limited number of, but you can farm it from an enemy. I'm not sure what enemy. if we run out, I'm not going to go get more. I'll just use Holy Proof Liver, the crab, if that's the case.
Okay, we can do. Right, missed the dodge. That's this. I'm gonna heal you up. Help. Just a little bit.
Yeah, healing.
Okay. Nice.
These two.
This seems like it's working out better than I tried. Oh, it spammed it once. Hold on. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Hey, using the hill.
Well, looks like I'm dead. Knock me down, hit me with all of these. Oh good, my stamina regeneration helped me. Healing?
Okay. Thank you. I dodged that. Great. Use this. Not good. I can get home. Okay. Use this as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Can I heal again?
Ooh, that's bad. Gotta heal. Only live because he used
Healing
that.
again?
Sorry. Ooh, that's bad. I think it was my follower.
Estus. For some reason, he's decided not to fight him anymore. Come on, pure blood.
Fetch. Okay, Maze Hill. Oop. That was weird. That didn't look right.
Hey, we bled him just then. That's good.
Who's he looking at? You, I think. Okay, there's a hill. Gonna try to use this.
Ah, this is lovely.
Okay, he's after me.
I'm healing.
Oh, it didn't get me.
So I strongly suggest that if you're having a hard time with this and you're summoning a bunch of people, you consider not summoning, because the game is easier for the most part, especially if you're using NPC summons without the summons. They increase the boss life. And if the stupid NPC summon is walking around, not actually fighting, walking towards you instead, and not attacking the boss, they're not doing their part. You would definitely have a much easier time by yourself with one of your mimic tiers. Because the boss's difficulty is increased when you summon anything, whether it be NPC or player. It would be nice to be able to equip the mimic tier down on this bar, as opposed to having to open the menu.
Yeah.
But I have no intention of doing this by myself. The amount of spam this guy has, having a distraction makes a huge difference. Besides which, we play this to play together.
Yeah, that's the
point of us even turning this game on, is to play with other people.
What it's targeting me now. That's so bad. Okay, if he's looking at you, then I'll heal. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna reach. Still didn't reach.
Trying to kill me. Killing? That didn't touch me. Doing damage without even... He's not targeting me. I wasn't touched by the actual physical weapon, and it still did damage to me, even though it's just a basic physical attack that missed me.
Okay, it's a good assist.
And using healing.
Thank you. Yes! Another bleed. Okay, using my physique. Chill. Oh, what's that? That's shown. Okay, use hill. Do some flies. Oh, I did a ton. Okay, that's just... Okay. Alright, I have to use 2S this time. Okay, healing us up.
Thank you.
Healing us up again if I get a chance. Go. Do you have any mana? So I can use that. So you can't dodge left or right this attack. It's very annoying.
Shielding.
Try and heal us up. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it's annoying. I hit with everything he has.
ridiculous. We enjoy the difficulty of these types of games until they become so difficult they're unfair. This is unfair difficulty. He can one-shot combo you. Every move he does staggers you. To the point that I'm stuck holding my shield up if he hits my shield. That kind of stagger. It's ridiculous.
It's to the point where we have to do a no-hit build.
Yeah.
Because if he hits you once, he kills you.
Like they designed it to give trouble to the people who do no-hit runs. Which is bullshit. Not everyone plays no-hit runs. You shouldn't be designing the game based off of them at all. That's like 1% of the population.
And that's not fun for most people. Trying to play that way.
I don't enjoy learning a game to that degree.
Hey, debuff.
I'm almost dead.
Same.
I'm using a heal.
Can't reach me.
You were too far.
Had to use the SSO, so it killed me. Don't know why he's interested in me now. Sad. Go. Really, when you're out of the sky.
The attack after the attack staggers me out of my attack. That's ridiculous. Bubble.
What the hell?
Oh, he grabbed me.
Start with the attack he doesn't naturally start with. No bubble. Hope that gets you. Okay, I'm showing you some bleed.
Got rid of my curse. And bubble. What? One swing, 2/3 of my life. He swung his sword one time at me. And that's how much damage it did. With the best armor. And almost the most life.
And all the buffs.
I'm gonna try a different weapon too. Because getting stuck in that stupid motion could very well be the reason I die every single time I use it.
Yeah, I felt like that was the case when I was using the ability. Still got hit on me.
knocked me out of my healing with that suckage. I was using an Estus. Nothing should interrupt Estus unless they're killing you.
Still hit me.
That's fair. Right after I get up from the attack, he knocks me right back down again. Totally fair, sure.
Let's do this. Do that again.
I'm gonna heal.
Okay. Two. Okay, switch this. Okay, I should heal. Why did it switch off my shield? Okay, mushroom flies.
Use your heal.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Don't know what he's doing. Okay, make this hell. Self. Bleed. Okay, I shouldn't feel the bleed, it's probably too far away. Need to get closer. Good, got massive bleed. Oh, he nearly got me there though. Okay, drinking this.
Oh, he's grabbed me.
This. I'll push him.
Thank you. It didn't give me the shield.
What the hell? Run. Jump. Still hit me, of course.
Shield him.
I shall.
Thank you. Sure. The heck is this baloney? Stagger, 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 stagger. I'm trying to put my shield up, thank you.
Can't even play the
Oh,
game
you
because
missed
he's gonna try and heal you, but you need to get closer to you.
And
Didn't use it, did it?
this bullshit where he's flying around and you can't tell who he's targeting. All of a sudden he's right in front of you.
Yep.
Hey, I really need to heal.
I am so far away. Got craft. Sure. Okay. Not going well. Back to it.
There's nothing I could have done there. He hit me, and then he hit me again, and he hit me again, until I had no more stamina, and then he hits me, and he does damage to me. And he did the same thing again and again.
He was using the stupid
I had
area
no
attack.
time to use an Estus or a heal spell. All of a sudden, that one move can break my guard. Just fully from full guard. The highest stamina bar you can have. One attack.
Choose a hill.
That missed me somehow. Healing.
Okay. But yeah, you have to dodge very specific directions, it seems like, to avoid any attacks. Yes! Okay, drinking this. That's this.
This is ridiculous.
Like, oh, he's gonna guard break you no matter what. You can't do anything about it.
Healing.
So. Again, so.
I don't need another thanks.
Okay, I'm assuming it's bleed. This is stupid.
Oh, he's grabbed me.
Oh, I can't get in there. Like you can't be hit. Good, no blood loss. Okay, let's just...
Grab me again.
Okay, I'll heal you up after you get out of that.
Any boss ever created that has an instant kill effect is immediately a bad boss. What the hell they were thinking, I don't know. If he grabs me again, I'm dead.
There he's after me. Okay, have to heal. Go back a little. Soon. Okay, Estes. Use a little bit of mana before we consume that glue. Oh, this is so stupid. Gave me a lot of chances to shoot some flies at him though, so that worked out. He's doing a ton of me.
Shield here.
Okay. Is it after me or after you or who? Me? What's this?
Healing?
Okay. Chill.
Thank you.
Chill.
I already have one, thanks.
Okay. Well, already the one.
Now I got another one. And now it's gone again.
Well, he's doing that, let's do chill. I'm not near you. Sweet, we didn't actually take a trillion damage from that. Okay, shoot this at him.
Man, the damage that's able to do. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I grabbed.
I'm gonna use a heal.
Okay. Here's a shield.
Didn't heal you.
That's baloney.
You stupid, buggy piece of shit game.
Use a hill.
You're standing next to me. You're all the way standing up. You're able to use your items, but my heal doesn't affect you. Bullshit. He tried to grab me, but he was way too far away. We've almost got him. Guard broke me. I'm gonna Estus as soon as I can. Estus. Oh, don't die.
He got me. He has one tick. I hit him with a bunch of bleed on him. What?
What?
You blocked his attack.
He has no life. I didn't do a block. I did a counter attack.
Also, this
He's
is
dead.
better.
Oh, stupid thing. If only you had survived one more second, we would have won. Because I had like 16 bloody swarming flies headed straight for him. And for some reason, when you died, he stopped taking damage.
Seriously?
All of them went straight for him, hit him, and did nothing. I had to switch to my weapon. And then I swung and hit him and killed him. He has no life.
You should
And
have
it
died.
still didn't kill him. So I do a counterattack. when he's doing his stupid combo to do the last tick of damage, it pulls off, but of course my full bar of life wasn't enough to stop the damage that he did. So he kills me instead. Stupid game.
Is this guy left on your game? Look at him real quick.
What?
Okay, never mind. He's good. He was having some sort of weird effect thing going on him.
Go fight the boss, you stupid piece of crap programming. He's over there, idiot.
Hill. Okay, now show him flies. I don't think it's gonna reach.
Yelling.
Okay.
Okay, I shot him a million times with those flies. You see how much damage he has?
Doesn't have any. I
Did
think
he heal?
it missed.
Like 3/4 of my mana bar, all of them missed?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. This has the best homing of any spell in the game.
It still isn't hitting, seriously? Oh, dicks. Did not expect it to hit me. I have to use Estus now. Why did I not use Estus? Work.
Is there some reason why we have no damage on him?
Don't know.
Like, is he glitched or something?
It seems like it. Okay. Doesn't even matter. He's so much of my items that...
Oh, let me waste another rune arc for you. Don't go suiciding just because you used a bunch of items.
No, he killed me.
I have a limited number of rune arcs. I don't want to go farm them.
Fuck. It knocked me over. He healed the life that you bled.
What the hell? What was that? Let's look how much life I had. I had 80% of my life still. That one attack. This is such bullshit.
And then him healing after he lost the blood.
What is he doing to heal?
I don't think he's
I'm
doing
not
anything.
seeing anything happening.
I think he's just gaining life. He's not actually using a skill. Yeah, him there. Get stamina back. Sure.
Healing.
Okay. Thank you. Then. Oh, he did help, but it didn't work. It hit me after that much. Who's he after? Me?
Healing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, healing up. Use this now.
That's the attack that killed me last time. 80% of my life. And it did nothing, really. Like 5% this time. Makes no sense.
Then. Do this. Drink Estus as well.
Healing?
Okay. Chill. Okay, string with bleed. Teleport away from my attacks. Block.
Healing. Again.
Good. Thank you. Block. But I don't have stamina. Yeah, I need heal.
Trying to hit him, he just keeps
Oh,
knocking
just
me
grab
down.
me.
Yeah, I'm ready to heal.
Okay.
Let me know when.
Okay, win. Thank you.
Oh, you can't hit him when he's doing that. Bullshit. Stupid bullshit.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I heal here. I'm not gonna risk having my life be tiny down. I used a shield. What happened to the shield? Who knows? This game is broken. It's breaking all things that all this game is. Oh, healed there.
Good thing I used an Estus just before that. Need to heal. Healing.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, sharing bleed. Good, he's been blood loss.
Yeah, I think that Onslaught isn't really worth the effort. We did better in your world without him. The Olier sucked completely, but dang it.
The hill. Okay. Can't show him some bleed. Oh, I still need to use one of these. I'm healed again!
Not gonna summon him this time.
Yeah, it might be not doing enough like he should be.
Well, he's dying before the boss is killed, too.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not doing what he should be.
Should always be able to survive through the fight. I mean, it's supposed to be helping you, not hurting you.
It's another trap, just like the summoning pools all over the map.
I almost didn't get me the shield for some reason. Okay, shamelessly.
There's a bleed.
Okay, should even more bleed. Or I haven't used anything else. Everything else takes effort. Time.
There's another bleed. Didn't kill him. I didn't put him to phase 2 on me.
Okay, shame with more fights.
Need to heal. Really need to heal. Healing.
Thank you. Shame with more bleed.
Wrong spell. Great.
Okay, maybe I can get a chance at this. Nope. Start targeting me. Trying out stamina. Don't see how he's not in phase 2 yet. Shoot. Assist. About time. Drink this. I should drink Estus too. Drink with some bleed. Don't think it's healing for some reason.
Gonna heal.
Okay. Thank you.
Somehow that hit me even though he was targeting you. Bullshit.
Okay. The hell? There we go. Show me some bleed.
Kill him.
Good. Okay, using Estus here. Okay, roll, stay in touch with the shield.
I'm gonna put a shield down here. He's programmed to use that stupid shot whenever a shield goes out.
Estus. This. Block. Okay, I think I have my chance to use this.
Run away!
So use that. Seriously. Oh cool, he's getting hit with the bleed on stop. Can we use a heal? Oh, never mind. Okay, use a heal.
Tried to grab, missed.
Shield.
Where's my shield? There you go, thank you. Thank goodness for that shield.
Okay, I need a heal.
Okay. Use a heal.
Okay, I don't need it. Just a moment. Okay, I need it now. Oh well.
Knock me away.
Okay, coming up. Okay, I'm gonna spend some bleeds. Don't think I'm close enough. Ugh. Shield. That's all my shields. There it is. Gone. Okay. Touch me.
Survive! You're running him away from me. He's after me.
Okay, healing up. Here's this. Use my divine blessing.
Healing.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have a shield? I don't have a shield.
Shield.
I call
Healing.
bullshit. Okay, got a man.
Shield here.
Okay.
Oh, it popped it right away. Last shield gone. I need to use a blue Estus before I can do anything.
Trying to get some bleed.
Really trying to kill me here. Knocking me into the wall. Oh, that's good. Healing?
He's dead!
Excellent work.
Oh my gosh. Good work. My hands are going numb. I'd used a Divine Blessing and I was waiting for Starlight Shard mana because he used all of my other mana.
That wasn't a good fight. Anyone telling you otherwise is a masochist.
I hated that fight.
That's one of the worst we've ever faced. At least it was, besides the instant death, it was
Here's an item here.
more realistic, more like what we've encountered in the past.
Set.
There are items, where?
I got the other set near the Grace.
I don't have any of that.
Let's see. Great.
Oh, I probably got his loot earlier when we did the invasion.
His head needle and his mask and armor set.
I think so.
Let's see here. Sleep Evermore. Causes eternal sleep buildup.
Well, let's see what the ending's about.
Yeah. Guessing it has something to do with this little ball of light. Touch memory? Okay.
Lord, brother. I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort. I'll make the world a gentler place.
That'd be cool as if there's no monsters. Something. Circle of Light.
Circlet?
Circlet.
Okay.
Slightly boosts intelligent, faith, arcane, while also boosting the power of Mikula's light.
Age of Compassion. Yeah, baloney.
Anything else here? What's this say?
So I gotta say, that wasn't the worst fight in the DLC, because although he was invincible while he was floating, that kind of makes sense. Boyle, the dragon, his name's Bell, but I like calling him Boyle, because he's like a boil. Needs to be lanced. That was definitely my least favorite. It was the worst programmed. It was a cut and paste copy of the horse riding sorceress in Erdtree, where she's jumping through the sky and she puts a whole bunch of crystal soul spears that are going to shoot at you. They copied that, and he does that while he's flying, and then all of his moves, like every single attack he does, he is 100% invincible when he's attacking. You shoot right through him or whatever. You can't hit his tail. You'll just go right through it. It's just ridiculous.
Here's another item. Wise Man's Mask.
Where was that?
It's near that body there.
Maybe if I rest.
And I guess armor, obsidian.
Yep. Now I got those bodies.
And furious blades of Anspech.
Like every NPC in any Soulsborne,
Incantation.
they're all dead at the end.
It's arcane incantation.
What's this lance like? Obsidian Lamina. Arcane. Guys, looks cool. A little bit late to be giving us something good, right?
Yeah.
Game over.
Can use it for a second, I guess, to show you what it looks like, and that's that. Let's also equip that incantation. Stuff I could totally have used. Okay, so the weapon does a little dance. Okay, that was all of its skill. Is L2, then R2. And then R2 again. R2 again. And the skill is this. Make him charged. Well, let's check out what that soul does as well. Soul that no one's gonna be able to use because they beat the game.
So later today we'll be back with a new game for us. Modded Stardew Valley. Okay, what does his thing do?
Strength Dex Int weapon. Promised Consort. Imbue the two greatswords with the light of Mikola, then deliver a slash attack accompanied by columns of light. Additional inputs allows for up to 2 follow-up attacks. And I guess this one's called Lore, this one's called Light. It's another int weapon. He is full on a holy boss. And they give us 2 int swords.
Okay.
And Light of Mikola. Annihilates foes with the Pillar of Light.
Stat requirement?
72 faith.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Back to the ending of the video. So, we give Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree 4 out of 10. 4. It was horrible. Every aspect of it was horrible. Story in FromSoft games are usually fairly bad, but in this, it was horrible. It was cut and paste. Let's redo the same thing we did in the original game. We hate that. It's just like Sekiro fighting the first boss as the last boss, and 3 times in between. That's stupid. Lazy. That's not good game design. If I want to refight the last boss, I'll go to New Game Plus, which we do constantly in all the other games. I'm not going to do it in this game, though. I don't want to see the story again. I don't want to fight Radahn again. And to be quite blunt, it sucked. The entire thing.
Wasn't worth it.
There were very few parts that we actually enjoyed. The rest of it, utter trash. Not worth $40. Not worth $20. Should have been free DLC. We constantly are getting free DLC on games that are good, like God of War Ragnarok, for instance, the game of the year, from our point of view. Last year, or 2 years ago, at this point. Yeah, it's just bad. It didn't work, buggy, broken, and the only justifiably good thing about it to say this was a good game was the art. The art department has it. The problem with that is they also program in a whole bunch of fog and smoke and bullshit that covers up everything so you can't see 5 feet. So even the art has a flaw.
Yep.
What a bad game. I would prefer, if you're going to go for an open world, I recommend Skyrim. If you have already played it, there are a million mods to make it new. It 100% is a better game than this. Even with all the bugs, even day one Skyrim, I'm sure, was better made than this. Because they've been working on it for 25 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They are still working on it. That group of devs is still making stuff for Skyrim. But they're done at FromSoft with Elden Ring. They flat out said, this is it. We're not doing anything else. Oh, they're going to update the game. I'm sure that they will nerf more of the stuff as soon as the player base figures out what's good again. What's the best? You know it's going to get nerfed. And they'll put a little tweak here and there to make some things that they are seeing nobody's using. They'll buff them a little bit. However, that is not fixing bugs, game-breaking bugs that have lasted for 2.5 years. It's pathetic. Why do these still exist?
Yeah, 2.5 years, you think they would fix game-breaking bugs.
So, I guess, back to what I was saying a moment ago, we're going to play Stardew. That's our next game, Stardew Valley. We've already played it through. I played it 4 times now, and my buddy's played it twice, all the way through, all the stories. You know, no mods on PlayStation. So, we've played it. We've done it all, except the new content that just came out earlier this year. We want to experience that, but we also want to mod it. So we're modding it with some changes that we think will be fun. And we'll be back tonight with a stream for that. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, the Stardew Valley stream will be posted as a VOD on YouTube the day after this. So that's it for Elden Ring. You've heard my complaints, so I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
You got something else to say?
I don't have anything else to say. I'm just glad it's over.
We'll be continuing the shorts. We have a few more from the content we've done, and we'll be looking for more bugs periodically, possibly, to extend that series of evidence that this game sucks. But honestly, we don't care that it sucks that much. Except that the next game is going to be worse, and the next game after that, like, the company's going down a path that we don't want it to go down. But there will be other companies that do a better job, and they'll take up the role of the new FromSoft in the future, I'm sure. And there will be other great games. There's all kinds of game devs out there that want to make fun games. Not all of them are focused on just making money. Of course, everyone wants to make money, but the goal should always be #1 priority. Make it fun.
That's our #1 goal.
If you make it fun, people will pay for it. If you make it addicting, people will pay for it as well. But that says you're a shitty person. Are you going to make people, addicted to your game, or are you going to make them enjoy your game? Make an enjoyable game, and, you're not a bad person. But we'll see. If they make this into a phone game, we'll see really soon.
Huh?
Don't get got
Yeah.
with the gotcha.
Please don't fall for their scams.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we really do like a lot of games that are gacha based, but we do not recommend them. Do not play them. If you're already playing them, we're not saying they're bad games. We played Genshin Impact, and we enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it up to the point where the gacha became a problem. Not for the gambling aspect that, like, we were putting money into it, no. It's because I was at a point where if I were to use any of my wishes in Genshin, I would lose my entire. It takes like 80 wishes before you get your guarantee. I would lose my entire guarantee if I pulled one of the purple 5 stars.
The gold character. 5 stars.
Yeah, the gold characters. One of the gold characters from the standard banner. I had Mona maxed out. Totally maxed out. So if I failed my 50-50 chance on a banner and got a Mona instead of getting the banner character, then I would get nothing back. They give you something like 10 wishes. So I would lose 80 and get refunded 10. That is a huge deal. I wrote to them and told them, this is a huge ripoff. I'm not going to invest my time to earn 80 wishes and, go after the new character if you're just going to refund 10 if this situation happens. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to get to that point where I've invested the time and lose the effort. That right there is exactly where Elden Ring is going. They're going to try and scam you and steal from you. In my situation, I wasn't investing into the game like that. We did buy battle passes and even the Welkin Moon. But we're not sitting here spending $70,000 like some people do on those phone games. We do not recommend even turning on Genshin because that exists. People can be addicted to these games. And that's the path the Elden Ring is headed on. That's not cool.
That's very, very bad.
So, I really hope that the rumors are wrong, but even if they're not wrong, we still have evidence right here that they're going down a path that we don't like. And hope that they, reverse course, go back to Dark Souls, make it about, rewarding PvP, not pointless, nonsensical PvP. If I want arena battles, I'll load up a game that has that PvP. And that's all it's about. There's no point to the PvP in Elden Ring, but all the other Souls games have a reason to do it. Number one, good PvP. That's what we're looking for in a Dark Souls game. If the PvP is bad, like it is in Elden Ring, and pointless, then the people that are doing it are just trying to be a jerk to you. Number two, I would really like it if they actually put together an actual story or did nothing. No story. Just have you, the base information at the beginning. This is you. You're in this world. Go play. Stop with this nonsense where they're doing halfway, where they're not filling in the blanks at all, but they're putting all this information out there because it really annoys me. The player base pretends like they know the answers and they fill in the blanks. I don't like that speculative, story writing that all of the YouTubers like to do. It's really obnoxious from my point of view. So they need to actually write a story that's complete or don't. One or the other. I'm fine with either way, but not this half-ass not finishing anything. And we don't care about the quality of the graphics that much. It doesn't need to look pretty for it to be a good game, because fun is what matters. And we can enjoy a fun game that is two-dimensional, like Dragon, for instance.
Yeah.
A 3D, 2D world. It doesn't have to look like it's a beautiful scenery, a painted picture. It doesn't need to be like that in order for it to be good. In fact, that does not affect how good a quality it is, really at all. If this looked just like Dark Souls 1, I would still say this game is a 4, because the quality of the art doesn't affect how much fun the game is to play. At all. It's a game. I'm not looking at it for the pretty pictures. If you are, go to a museum.
There's so many Free
There
pictures.
are real live artists out there that are painting and sculpting and doing things that there's beautiful art out there to see. It's not in any FromSoft games. You know, the dead bodies strewn all over the place. That's demented. And number 4, we want co-op to work.
I would love it if the co-op, they went so far as to make the co-op progress for each other. So if, for instance, I am summoned to my buddy's world and we fight that boss together, we both have defeated that boss and progress forward. Rather than this.
We don't have a huge problem with bugs, but when the bugs affect basic game mechanics like co-op not working, then the game's broken completely, because we picked it up to play it together. We played all of them together. I played Dark Souls 1 by myself. We played Dark Souls 2 after I had already played together. That was my buddy's first Dark Souls, wasn't it?
Yeah. I believe so, Dark Souls 2.
And then we went back and played Dark Souls 1 together, and Dark Souls 3, when it came out, we played it together. We played the DLC of Dark Souls 2 together when it first came out. And Bloodborne we played together. And Sekiro we tried to play together, and they said no. But that's fine. I mean, if you want to make a solo game, we don't care. We like solo games too, but not as much. And when you're taking a company that makes the games that you love and they take it and say, no, we want to control you even more, so we're going to take away the ability for somebody to help you.
It's supposed to be fun. That's all that your only goal is. So it'd be fun.
You're just taking away the fun, really.
What they could have done with Sekiro, rather than allowing this you can group with anyone situation, and then have some random join you and help you through the game, have only password system. So the only way of really grouping with anyone is by that.
Through a password.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think Elden Ring would have been a better game had they made the open world a solo-only game. Because they didn't do the job they needed to do to make co-op work properly. They cut out so many aspects of it to try and control the game instead of, like, do you think it took more effort coding to make boundaries and borders, or did it take more effort to just allow it to happen? They put so much control into it, so much effort into stopping you. They definitely spent more money and time programming that in than it would have taken to just allow you to group together and be grouped together for the entire game.
Would have been nice.
Yeah, that's our number 4. Really, that's our number 1. Honestly, the co-op aspect is the first thing we look for. Is it a 2-player game? No? Well, if it's really good, we might pick it up. But if it isn't really good, it is going to sit on the back burner, probably. For a long time. Even if it's given to us for free. I mean, we've got stacks of games we can play solo. So, I mean, like, for instance, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 4. Total solo game. All those games were really good and worth playing solo. And God of War, another solo game worth playing solo for sure. But especially in the God of War case, we're talking about an action-adventure game. Okay? Don't pretend it's an RPG when you have no control over your character. You have no control over your path. You have no control. You don't even create a character in those games. And that's what Sekiro is, an action-adventure game. When you take away the control of the character in Elden Ring, when you say, leveling doesn't really matter after a certain point, you're making it an adventure game. When you say, in this zone, we're not going to allow the levels that you've already gotten to matter, you're making an adventure game. You've taken away the RPG part of it. And To make an open world adventure game, that's just stupid.
Yeah, that
Why did they do that? They've got some really weird people at FromSoft, obviously. Some people who have no clue what the players want. Well, maybe you want it, but we don't. We do not want the game to be controlling. We want it to be fun. And controlling isn't fun, in other words. If we choose to become overpowered, we want that to happen. If we put the effort in to do that, we want it to happen.
we should be able to become as powerful as the Elden Lord if we wanted to.
If we choose not to, and we feel like we want a challenge, which we do in a lot of these games, if you haven't watched any of our challenge runs, right now we are on New Game Plus 5, I think, in our Dark Souls Plus. We're doing challenges that no one has ever done before. Because we're not taking one challenge and doing just that. We're stacking challenges with each New Game Plus cycle. For instance, right now in Dark Souls Plus New Game Plus 5, which is a 6 run, right, we have no armor, no Estus, no summons, Mimic Helm, and various other challenges, one ring.
And no sorcery.
These things are making the game so much more difficult. Yeah, no sorceries was the very first one. We chose no sorceries because although magic, if you're intelligent at all, you know that magic is not easy mode. Magic is the strongest and most powerful mode, but it is the hardest to achieve because you have to go through 90% of the game to even get a magic build fully built. The easy mode is strength because you can go pick up Zweihander, level up strength, level up carry weight, and you automatically have an I win button. That's easy mode. But anyway, back to the point. No sorceries because, yes, most people that go through New Game Plus cycles, what do they use? Crystal Soul Spear with Power Within.
Or Power Within with Dark Bead.
And Dark Bead, yes, Dark Bead. Power Within, Dark Bead, and the Crystallization Catalyst or the Manus Catalyst. You know, they're using the most powerful stuff in the game by using sorceries. We're not using sorceries at all. That was our first cycle. And it has gotten hard. It's pretty difficult right now with Mimic Helm on during the boss fights. With no armor and Mimic Helm and only one ring, and that's challenging. That's our choice to challenge ourselves that way. Imagine for a second that FromSoft weren't trying to do that kind of thing to you, force you in the game that you just bought to play that way. But that's what they're doing. They're trying to force challenges upon people. They're not making the content challenging. They're nerfing your character itself so that you are forced into a challenge that you didn't want.
You just want to play the game.
Yeah. I really hope they turn back, but we'll see. We will see. In the meanwhile, there are plenty of other fun games out there, including older games and new games. Stardew Valley is coming up next. We're modding it. We've got possible return to Valheim. And although Stardew isn't a difficult game, it is fun. We like video games, especially ones you can play together. Valheim is a very difficult game, and we intend to return to that at some point. We have also got 7 Days to Die, another fairly difficult game. It really just depends on what settings you put in as to how difficult these games are. But in our case, we will often choose to make a thing a little bit more difficult than normal. It's one way or another. And we will be continuing with those things next. I hope you enjoyed watching us play this. I really honestly hope that you are like us in how much you enjoyed this game. Because
This was such a big
You're not.
disappointment.
it's even more disappointing. If the majority of players actually say, oh, this was great, then you know they're not going to change anything. They're going to go the alternate route where instead of stats, we're just going to have fixed stats, and instead of character creation, you're just going to have a secure character. And they're going to, start putting more limitations into the game because they think that's what you want.
The limit's gonna be
I don't want that. If you want that, you can do that to yourself. It's not necessary for you to, you could limit yourself in various ways. Like we just said a moment ago, in Dark Souls 1, we're playing a way that nobody else has ever played. You could do that to yourself. It shouldn't be part of the base game. If you want it to be that challenging, do it to yourself. Otherwise, let's hope that they don't.
I really hope they go back to Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Well,
that's the end of Elden Ring. Possibly forever.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And please follow us on Twitch if you'd like to see us live. And we'll see you later.